Hey there, and welcome back to Sparkle and Shine, the podcast where we help you keep your home clean, cozy, and shining bright all year long. I'm your host, Laila, and today's episode is all about how warmer weather affects your floors. Even though LA didn't get the memo. Seriously, what's with the June gloom starting in May? I've been waiting to break out my sandals, and instead I'm still reaching for a hoodie. But whether the sun shows up this week or next, we know that heat and humidity are on their way. And while we may love soaking up that summer sunshine, your floors have a very different opinion. Did you know hardwood can literally swell with humidity? Carpet fades, vinyl curls, grout cracks. It's like every flooring type has a personal vendetta against summer. So if you've ever looked down and thought, that tile didn't used to look like that, or noticed your wood floors cupping a little, this episode's for you. We're diving into how warm weather really impacts your floors, and most importantly, how you can protect them before things heat up for real. And yes, I'll share a quick story about a family in Encino whose beautiful hardwood floors buckled after just a few hot, humid weeks. It's wild what a little moisture can do. All right. So let's get into it and give our floors some summer TLC. All right, so let's talk about why warmer weather and floors aren't exactly best friends. When the temperature rises, and let's be real, it will, your floors start reacting in ways you might not expect. It's not just about heat though. It's about humidity, UV exposure, and even how much more we move around the house when it's sunny outside. So let's break it down. First up, temperature swings. When it's hot during the day and cooler at night, your floors, especially wood and laminate, can expand and contract. This can lead to warping, gaps, or buckling, especially in older floors if they weren't installed with enough breathing room. Then there's humidity. Hoo boy, summer in LA might not be Florida level humid, but trust me, when that moisture sneaks into your home, your floors feel it. Wood floors may cup or swell while the grout between tile can trap moisture and start to discolor or grow mold. Even carpet can hold on to humidity and develop musty odors if you're not careful. And of course, we can't forget about sunlight. UV rays can fade the color in your carpet and even dull the finish on wood or vinyl. If you've ever moved a rug and seen that weird ghost outline, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's basically a slow fade treatment for your flooring. And finally, foot traffic. Warmer weather usually means more people in and out of the house. School's out, pets are running in from the yard, and guests are coming over for weekend get-togethers. You've got wet feet from the pool, sandy shoes from the beach, and let's be honest, pets who think mud is a toy. So, yes, between heat, humidity, sunlight, and increased wear and tear, summer can be a real workout for your floors. But don't worry, we're not just here to scare you. Up next, we'll break down how each flooring type is affected differently and what you can do to prevent problems before they start. Okay, now that we know warmer weather can be a bit of a villain, let's break it down by flooring type, because every surface reacts a little differently. Let's start with the classic, hardwood. Beautiful? Yes. Sensitive? Also yes. Wood is a natural material, so it breathes. Literally, in heat and humidity, it absorbs moisture and swells. Then when the air dries out, it shrinks again. Kind of, you know how in the summer months, your door struggles to close, and then in the winter it opens and closes freely, and you're like, what changed? Well, that's the heat and humidity. The back and forth can cause, just like with your door, those back and forth can cause warping, cupping, and even those annoying little gaps between planks. Plus, direct sunlight can fade that rich finish that you love. I mentioned it before, but when you move a rug away from a area that it's been sitting in for the last few sunny months and see a ghost outline, that's what I mean. So next up, we have carpet. Carpet might not expand or contract like wood, but it has its own summer struggles. Sunlight fades the fibers, especially near windows or sliding doors. Humidity can create a damp environment deep in the padding, leading to musty smells or even mold if left unchecked. And don't even get me started on traffic. Between bare feet, paw prints, and post-beach sand, your carpet takes a beating in the summer. Now, tile seems indestructible, right? But even tile has a weak spot. Grout. Grout is porous, which means it soaks up moisture like a sponge. Without proper sealing, grout lines can stain, crack, or grow mildew. Heat also causes expansion between tiles, which can lead to chipping or cracking, especially in outdoor areas. So then we also have the, quote, easy care floors, vinyl and laminate. These materials are budget friendly and look great, but heat is not their friend. Vinyl can warp or curl at the edges if exposed to too much sun or heat. Laminate can delaminate or bubble if moisture seeps in, especially at the seams. They're kind of like the Goldilocks of flooring. They need things not too hot, not too humid, just right. And finally, natural stone. Think travertine, marble, or slate. Stone absorbs heat and can get uncomfortably warm underfoot in direct sunlight. Outdoor patios, anyone? And like grout, it's porous. If it's not properly sealed, it'll soak up spills, water spots, and even minerals from hose water or sprinklers, which can be unsightly if left unchecked. So, whether your floors are made of wood, fiber, tile, or stone, they all have their own summertime struggles. But don't worry, we're not leaving you hanging. Coming up, we'll talk about how to protect each type, from simple DIY solutions to pro-level maintenance. And I've got a little story to share about one of our recent jobs in Encino, where heat and humidity teamed up to wreak havoc on some poor hardwood floors. That's up next. All right, now that we've covered how each type of flooring can be affected by warmer weather, let's talk about what you can actually do to protect them. But before we dive into the tips, I want to share a quick story. We recently got a call from a family in Encino. Super sweet people, 2 kids, a dog, and floors that were absolutely gorgeous. Original hardwood, that rich, deep tone you just don't see anymore. The only issue, their house was practically a sauna. So to save on bills, they'd been running the AC less, which meant that the humidity just lingered. Add in giant sliding glass doors that poured sunlight onto the floor every afternoon, and after a few weeks, the boards started to cup. If you've never seen that before, it's when the edges of the plank lift up ever so slightly, enough to make the surface visibly uneven. And sure enough, their toddler tripped, and that's when they gave us a call. We were able to help. We brought in some dehumidifiers, gave the floor a gentle cleaning, and walked them through sealing the windows and rotating area rugs. It made a huge difference, but it was a great reminder that even beautiful, well-maintained floors can take a hit when the weather changes. So let's get into how you can give your floors a little summer love, starting with hardwood. So if you've got hardwood floors, one of the best things you can do is keep your indoor humidity in check. I always recommend using a dehumidifier or the air conditioner, especially during muggy days. Sunlight's another sneaky culprit, so try to block those direct rays during the brightest hours. Curtains, blinds, even UV blocking window film can help. And when you're cleaning hardwood, less is more. Use a barely damp microfiber mop. No soaking wet mops, please. And if your floors haven't been refinished in a while, this is a great time to reapply a protective seal or wax coat. This is like sunscreen for your floors, and absolutely something that we can help you with if you need it. Now, if you're working with carpet, your challenges are a little bit different. First, sunlight fades the fibers, especially near windows, so keep those blinds closed when you can. Summer also means more foot traffic, more pet hair, and definitely more allergens. So you're going to want to try to vacuum a little more often than usual, especially in high traffic areas. And here's a pro tip. Schedule a professional carpet cleaning before the heat really ramps up. It helps to remove all the built up dust and dander so your home smells fresher and your carpets last longer. Oh, and rotating your rugs or furniture now and then helps prevent uneven fading from sun exposure. Tile and grout might seem like they're tougher, and in a way they are, but grout is actually really porous. It absorbs moisture like a sponge. So if your grout hasn't been sealed in the last year or two, summer is the perfect time to take care of that. Also, when you mop tile floors, make sure to dry them afterward, especially if the room doesn't get a lot of airflow. And avoid harsh or acidic cleaners. Stick with something pH neutral to help keep your tile shiny without damaging the grout. Vinyl and laminate floors are popular, like I said earlier, because they're budget friendly and easy to clean, but they're also pretty sensitive. If you've got vinyl near a sunny window, you may notice the edges curling or the color fading over time. Keeping indoor temps consistent, no big swings between hot and cold, can really help. And for both vinyl and laminate, less water is more. A light, damp mop is fine, but don't let water pool on the surface. That's how you get bubbling and warping, especially along the seams. And if you've got furniture sitting directly on it, toss on some felt pads to prevent scratches or dents. Now, natural stone, like marble, travertine, or slate, is a whole different story. It looks indestructible, but it's actually super porous and heat absorbent. Especially if you have stone flooring outside or near windows, you might notice it gets pretty hot underfoot. To protect it, make sure it's sealed, preferably before summer kicks in. And steer clear of any acidic cleaners. That lemon-scented stuff may smell great, but it can actually etch the surface of your stone. If you use rugs on stone floors, make sure they're breathable. Rubber backing can trap heat and cause discoloration. The good news? A little seasonal maintenance goes a long way. Just closing the curtains during peak sun hours, keeping humidity down, and being gentle with your cleaning routine can help your floors stay beautiful and last longer. And if you're not sure where to start, that's what we're here for. At JP Carpet Cleaning, we love helping people take care of their homes, and we'll always treat yours like our own. Now, if you're wondering what we do this time of year to help keep homes in tip-top shape, I've got you. At JP Carpet Cleaning Expert Floor Care, we like to take a seasonal approach to maintenance. Think of it like a wellness check for your floors. Summer is the perfect time to address things that may have built up during the cooler months, like trapped allergens in carpets or dull residue on hardwood and tile. One of the first things we recommend? Grout sealing. I know, not the most glamorous task, but trust me, it's a game changer. Grout is super porous, and once moisture or grime gets in there, it's tough to get it out. A fresh seal keeps it protected all summer long, especially if you've got little ones, pets, or a busy kitchen. For hardwood, we use eco-friendly products that not only clean but condition the wood, giving it a refreshed look without the overly glossy, sticky finish. If your floors are looking a little dry or worn, that mid-year polish really makes a big difference. We also get a lot of calls around this time for professional carpet cleaning, and not just for looks. Summer heat amplifies odors, especially if you've got pets. Deep cleaning now clears out allergens, dander, and that musty smell that can sneak in when things get humid. And here's the thing, we're not a franchise. It's me, my mom and dad, and our amazing crew, and we treat every job like it's our own home. That's why we take our time, use green products, and explain what we're doing every step of the way. Whether we're freshening up a tile shower, reconditioning natural stone, or giving your living room carpet a clean start, we're here to help you enjoy your home, even when the thermostat hits triple digits. And if you ever have a question, or you're just not sure what service would be best, you can always call or text. We're local, we're responsive, and we love helping families feel good about their space. All right, now let's bring it all together. Now that you know how warmer weather affects your floors and what to look out for, you might be wondering, what can I actually do this week to stay ahead of it? First, start simple. Take 5 minutes today to check the sunny spots in your home. Look at the areas near windows, especially where light hits the floor directly. If you've got rugs, consider rotating them to even out exposure. If not, maybe this is the weekend to pick one up. Bonus points if it's cute and functional. Next, take a peek at your home's humidity. If the air feels heavy or sticky, it's time to run the AC or a dehumidifier. Your floors and your sinuses will thank you. If you've been putting off that deep clean or grout sealing, consider scheduling it now before summer's in full swing. We always say it's way easier to maintain your floors than to repair them later. And if you're not sure where to start or what your floors really need, reach out. We're happy to do a walkthrough, give you some honest feedback, and build a plan that works for your home and your budget. No pressure, just help when you need it. Because at the end of the day, protecting your floors isn't just about preserving materials, it's about preserving the feeling of home, especially during those hot, busy, sandy, sticky months we call summer. All right. Before we wrap up, I want to squeeze in a quick Q&A and bust a summer floor care myth while we're at it. So this question comes from Sarah in Studio City. She asks, Laila, does running the air conditioner actually help my floors, or is that just something people say? That's a really good question, Sarah. And the answer is yes, it definitely helps. Running your AC isn't just about keeping you cool, it also reduces indoor humidity. That lower humidity helps prevent wood floors from swelling, keeps carpets from smelling musty, and slows down any mold or mildew growth in grout lines. So, yep, blast that AC guilt-free. Your comfort and your floors will thank you. Now, let's bust a myth. Here's the myth. Sunlight only fades carpet, not wood or vinyl. Not true. Direct sunlight is equal opportunity when it comes to damage. It can fade the rich tones of hardwood, cause vinyl to discover, and even make laminate brittle over time. So if you've been ignoring that sunny patch by the window just because it's hardwood, don't. Give all your floors a little sun protection this season. And hey, if you've got a floor care question you want featured on the show, send it in. You can DM us on Instagram at jpcarpet or drop a message through our website. And that's a wrap on today's episode of Sparkle and Shine. We've covered a lot, from how heat and humidity can sneak up on your floors to real tips you can use to protect your space this summer. Remember, a little bit of maintenance now goes a long way in avoiding costly repairs later. Whether it's adjusting the blinds, running a dehumidifier, or getting your tiles sealed before that barbecue season kicks off, your floors deserve some summer love too. If you're not sure where to start, reach out. We're always happy to help. We're happy to stop by, take a look, and give you honest advice with that family-owned touch. You can find us online at jpcarpetandfloorcare.com or connect with us on social. We're always sharing tips, behind the scenes, and some pretty satisfying before and after shots. And hey, next week's episode is one you don't want to miss. We're diving into the truth about sealing, tile, grout, stone, and what you're probably missing. If you've ever wondered if sealing is really necessary or how often to do it, we'll give you the lowdown. Until then, stay cool, stay kind, and as always, keep shining.